Okay, turning to hockey. Last night's win in Boston is one that many Canadians are likely going to remember for years to come. The stakes were high going in, a final that pitted Canada against the United States at a time of tensions between the two countries, and this is how Canada sealed the victory.
And off the drop, McDavid went forward and nearly got a shot off. Carr sends it around. Marner waiting. Connor McDavid scores! Connor McDavid for Canada!
That goal coming courtesy of Connor McDavid after the game went into overtime, tied at 2 goals apiece. Wild celebrations and displays of patriotic pride have followed since that 3-2 win at the Four Nations face-off. Starting with this moment. We'll bring you a look at the celebrations that took place inside Team Canada's locker room in a moment. First, though, here's Connor McDavid describing his winning goal, breaking down that play on the setup from Mitch Marner.
Mitchie makes a great play. That's a great play. It's kind of the system, that box and one system. The centerman and the D-man can kind of go. So if they get crossed up, that spot can be open. And Mitchie did a great job of finding it.
To help break down Canada's big win, we have reached Toronto Star sports columnist Bruce Arthur. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. So this win transcended hockey, right? I mean, this was a moment. There was a real sense of national relief, I think, when McDavid scored that overtime goal. What was your reaction when that happened?
Well, you can break this game down and treat it purely as a hockey game, because this was the first true men's best on best we've seen this tournament since 2014. But obviously it was bigger than that, and it felt bigger than that. I think the players even understood, maybe not with a full grasp of the politics involved, but that it was bigger than that. Whenever we've played the United States before, it's been us against our little brother. Right? We're the bully. We're the royalty in hockey. And beating them in the 2010 gold medal game in Vancouver was a huge national moment. But there was no enmity between the countries then. There is now. And the fact that this has gone on, not just, Donald Trump has threatened to issue not just tariffs, but maybe annex the country, maybe erase the country. It also featured an American team that embraced Donald Trump and that message. So this was a hockey game. Yeah, fabulous hockey game, great hockey game, lots of great players. Both teams were great. But this was, I would argue, probably the most politically significant hockey game, at least since the Summit Series in '72. And I think you could argue more significant than that.
I certainly could feel it. Do you think, it was clear the U.S. team was very hungry for this. No hockey player is going to reach that level and not obviously want to win it. But if we could all feel what you're describing there, to what end do you think that the players could too, and did that help make a difference? Is that a possible, they were so close. Is that maybe what pushed it?
I don't know if it did, partly because, again, I don't think the players have a huge grasp of the specifics of the politics. And also the expectation when you play for Canada is that you'll put your head through a wall no matter what. That said, I think the Americans had a grasp of how angry our country is about how America is treating Canada. When these two teams first played last Saturday night in Montreal, there were 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game. International hockey doesn't feature fights. It's not a huge part of the game. It almost never happens. That was in direct result to Canada booing the American anthem in Montreal. So they knew, and the Canadians knew as a result. And so what you had, since 2010, since 2014, the American hockey program has gotten so much better. They're so much deeper. They're producing closer to the best players in the world. We still produce the best players in the world. And a lot of the guys who were really the stars of this tournament, Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, had never played at the senior level for Canada. I think that, along with the bigger political context, allowed them to play at their absolute maximum.
Yeah, and talking about senior levels of play here, Wayne Gretzky was named the Team Canada's honorary captain. He's been silent on Trump's comments about Canada. Both men actually appear to be friendly with one another, and that's led, I think, what I'm seeing online anyway, to some mixed emotions for some Canadians. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, is Wayne Gretzky obliged to weigh in on anything?
I wouldn't say obliged. I think by taking this job, by accepting being an honorary captain for the biggest Canadian hockey game on the men's side in well over 10 years, I think at that point you probably do owe people a bit of an explanation. Not only that, but Donald Trump has said to Wayne Gretzky that he wants him to be the governor of the 51st state, right? Wayne Gretzky is a sainted figure in this country for good reason. He's the greatest hockey player in the sport that we care the most about. He has conducted himself for a lot of his life with real honor and grace. But how close he is to Donald Trump at this moment, and him being chosen as an honorary captain for this event, those two things didn't add up for me. It almost felt like a phantom limb response. You know what I mean? Like this was Canada picking its greatest hockey player for the biggest game. But I don't think right now that Wayne Gretzky has as unblemished a spot in the Canadian imagination as he used to have. And I think he would really do well to show a little more, or at least explain a little more as to why he's doing this, as to where he stands on the possibility that this country, under one of his friends, on the direction of one of his friends, could cease to exist.
Someone once said to me, always be careful of who is number two, because they are sometimes going to be much hungrier than the person who's at the top. So how does what happened last night shape the rivalry between the U.S. and Canada moving forward?
Well, the NHL, as we all know, is returning to the Olympics for the first time since 2014, next year in Italy, in Milano. This American team already has such hunger to beat Canada. You have to understand, the senior men's team for Team USA hasn't won a best-on-best competition above the world junior level since 1996. So these guys are absolutely ready to win. They're going to get us one of these years. Again, the United States is producing so many more players now. It's such a stronger program. Their culture is really strong. And in this game, it should be said that Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks, maybe the best defenseman in the NHL this year, didn't play because he wasn't healthy. Matthew Tkachuk, one of their best forwards, wasn't healthy in the championship game. So they have more to give. That said, Canada is Canada. These guys who were so excited to play in this tournament because they hadn't had the chance really their whole careers, because the NHL threw away over a decade of best on best. They will have never had a chance to win an Olympic gold medal. These two teams will meet again in Italy. It will be, I'm really confident, spectacular.
Bruce, it was as much fun to talk to you tonight as it was back when we were both editors of the student paper out at the University of British Columbia. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It has always been a pleasure, every moment I've ever spent with you, Sarah.
That is Toronto Star sports columnist Bruce Arthur.